Roll call.
Trustee Henderson?
Here.
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Pinkerton?
Here.
Trustee Wood is here. He just stepped out of the room. Trustee Tarpley?
Here.
Trustee Fulton?
Present.
And Superintendent President Walden.
Here.
Okay, Pledge of Allegiance. Let's see, who wants to give it? John?
John Pinkerton.
Okay, John Pinkerton. Let's give it. Pinkerton.
You're on.
You're up. Up to bat.
Put your right hand on your heart. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sort of.
Who's the prayer?
Who's the prayer? I don't know.
Do you have a
President. Yeah,
Do you know who's going to do the prayer?
yeah. President Henderson, I'd like to ask both pastors, Arnold, to come forward.
Both pastors.
Pastor Taggart's. This is the only time during the year that we have two pastors that are able to bless us. And tonight we're going to need some blessings, so.
Thank you so much. We're honored to be here. May we ask you to bow for prayer. Father God, we thank you in Jesus' name, Lord, for this time, Father, for this meeting, God. And Lord, we are assured in your word that when we lack wisdom, we can ask you and you give it to us in generous amounts. So, Father, we pray for generous wisdom tonight for every decision that needs to be made, God. We thank you for each member of this Board of Trustees.
And Father, we come in agreement tonight that the discussion around this table here, there will be great unity and great unity in the decisions that are made. Give them wisdom beyond their own. We pray tonight in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you both.
Thank you. Okay, closed session report out.
Good evening, President Henderson, trustees. The board met in closed session this evening. That began at approximately 5:19 p.m. All members were present. On item 2.1, conference with labor negotiator, that item occurred. It was an update. There was no action. On item 2.2, on a motion by Trustee Tarpley with a second by Trustee Wood, the board voted 5-0 to terminate the employee. The employee will be notified. Item 2.3, that closed session item did not occur. The matter resolved prior to closed session. And on item 2.4, conference with legal counsel, significant exposure, no action was taken. The board concluded closed session at 5:59 p.m. And that concludes the report out.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good night.
Okay, next thing is announcement.
Announcements of items deleted. We got any items deleted?
No items have been deleted or pulled.
Okay.
So
Public comments
yeah.
are related to non-agenda items. At this time, the Board of Trustees will listen to communications from the public on non-agenda items pertaining to college business. Each speaker is limited to one presentation per meeting on non-agendized matters. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per individual, a total of 15 minutes per topic. Speakers will be timed electronically, and all speakers will be called to approach the microphone at the appropriate time to speak. Only those who have been recognized by the board president will be permitted to speak. State law prohibits the board from addressing any issues not included on the agenda. That's Board Policy 2350. Okay, public comments related to non-agenda items. And we have a list. Excuse me if I don't get your name right. David Stolfus. Stolfus? Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Good evening, trustees. My name is David Stolfus, and I am currently running for the Spring Valley Lake Board of Directors. And I just wanted to take a moment to ask that you respectfully consider me for the college's votes when that vote comes up next month. I've lived here in Spring Valley Lake for about 31 years, involved in the community, and the reason I'm running for Spring Valley Lake Board is my passion and my love for that community. And I fully consider this institution to be part of that community as well. As a teacher in Victor Elementary for 25 years, I've seen my students come out of Victor, go through the rest of Victor High School District, and then flourish when they were able to come here. And I fully see you guys as a conduit of that educational opportunity for students in our area. Not just Spring Valley Lake community, but the entire high desert. So I just request that you consider me when you vote next month. I would work to ensure that relationship between Spring Valley Lake and Victor Valley College remains strong. And any items that we can synergize on that affect both of us, I'd be more than happy to do that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, Lauren Golder.
Good evening. Thank you for letting me speak tonight. My name is Lauren Golder, and I am on the board of the VVC Part-Time Faculty Union. I've been an instructor in the history department at VVC for 4 years and have been teaching for 8. I'm here with our union to encourage you to support our proposals for fair and equitable wages for part-time faculty as we move through contract negotiations. I love teaching, it's my passion, and one of the greatest parts of my life is being able to help community college students reach their educational goals. But in the past few years, my rent has gone up about 20%, cost of living has gone up, and I'm concerned that I can't afford to keep teaching at these current wages. I don't want to have to leave this career, but without a raise, I might be forced to. Improving part-time faculty's salaries will help the district to retain caring instructors and improve student learning conditions by encouraging strong faculty members to teach here. I hope that the board will encourage administrators to bargain in good faith and to consider our part-time faculty salary and healthcare proposals here at Victor Valley College. Thank you.
Thank you. Dorothy Racina? Rena? Okay. Let's hope I get it right here.
Dorothy
R-E, Rena. Hey, Dorothy.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. I thank you for this time and this opportunity to speak to you about an issue that I'm very passionate about. I also represent AFT 6286, the part-time unit here at Victor Valley College. I've been teaching here since 2016, but I've been in the educational field since 1998, having left a lucrative job in the corporate arena with benefits, never having to worry about health care or anything else for that matter, because I had paid vacation, paid time off, paid health care. And I entered the arena of teaching because I love it. I have a passion for it. I've had times where I've had great insurance. I've had other times when I've had no health insurance. And I know what that's like. I'm blessed now because I'm covered by a pretty good health plan. But my colleagues are not in that same situation. And I'm here to speak on their behalf because it's not fair, in my opinion, that we should have to struggle for a basic right to be able to get fair and equitable health care. And so I plead with you to please take advantage of the opportunity the state of California has given us, and that is to take a portion of the $200 million that has been allocated for part-time health care at a modicum of limited, if any, expense to the community colleges. The only expense that I can see is administration of that. But we already administer health plans here. So it's just adding another layer to that. So that is what I am here to speak about directly, health care. There will be others that will speak about other issues, but I wanted to address that. Thank you very much for your time and your attention.
Thank you. Michael Laveau? Did I say that right?
Michelle Laveau.
Huh? No, Michelle. Okay, Michelle. You have to excuse me. My eyes are going to be operated on tomorrow. No, really. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Oh, my goodness.
No problem. Good evening, I'm Michelle Laveau, and I'm the Chief Negotiator for CSEA. I am here to talk about the classification study and negotiations, classification study for the classified managers, as well as classified employees. When the classified managers received the results of their study, each person received a raise ranging from around $150 a month all the way up to almost $2,600 a month for an employee, just to bring each person's pay up to market. But when it came to classified employees, not only did the district determine that none of us deserves to have their current pay increased to market, but they decided that over 15 of us will need to be Y-rated, have our salaries frozen, and not be entitled to any raise or COLA for years to come. This is unfair. When it comes to negotiations, the district has used approximately 90% of the scheduled time in caucus, thus hindering any progress. We have asked for negotiations to be in persons since the COVID restrictions have been lifted, and still the district team refuses. While in negotiations on Zoom, a member of the district's team logged in, giving the appearance he was there, but he wasn't. In actuality, he was in another meeting in person. The district has hired approximately 10 new managers. However, there is an exponential number of classified positions vacant that the district refuses to fill. Instead, their solutions to this is to have one person do the work of 3 people, or contract our work out. The morale of the campus climate is the lowest I have seen it in my 25 years of working here for classified employees. We are supposed to be a caring campus. We are supposed to be striving for the Aspen Award. So why not start acting like it for all of us? Thank you.
Thank you. David Williams. David Williams? No David Williams? Madeline Chavez.
Good evening, Dr. Walden and our Board of Trustees. As you stated, my name is Madeline Chavez. I've known some of you for almost 16 years that I've been here with Victor Valley College. I'm also the CPRO for the CSEA Chapter 584. I'm here in support my brothers and sisters, our CSEA. As a part of the caring campus, it's also paying your employees accordingly. The feds, military, and our neighboring districts have received 2021 COLA and other COLAs. I am asking for your support, our Board of Trustees and Dr. Walden. Let's move forward. Let's move forward with COLA, and let's move forward to an equitable salary. I also support our negotiations team with fighting for just say no to the Y rating. So then our brothers and sisters can feed their families. Thank you.
Thank you. Misty Hughes. Did I say that right, Misty?
Hi, good evening. I want to thank you for allowing me to speak today. I'm here in support of our CEA, and I also wanted to share a bit of what the last 3 years have been. During this pandemic, my department and several departments around me were required to be here on campus. And while people were scared, people were getting sick, and people were locked in our homes, we were here on campus. We were here making sure that our students were cared for, that our staff had what they needed to work from home. We took on several other departments' duties in doing so because they weren't here, but we had to keep it going. And we wanted our students to stay in classes. That included long hours, multiple tasks, as well as being super short-staffed because staff would be out for weeks with COVID. Followed by inflation with our gas prices, our grocery prices, increased rents, childcare for our staff has all been going up. And then on the flip side, our student enrollment's up. So we've done a good job. But in the end, we still don't have a contract. Sorry, I'm nervous. We still don't have a contract. We've been recommended for Y rating. We haven't had a COLA throughout the entire pandemic. We've been told there have been possibilities of decreasing benefits. I feel like we've shown as much, we've done our best to show how much we care for our campus and our students, but I think a lot of us were wishing our campus cared about us.
Thank you. Anne Marie Sharp.
Hi. Sure, I'm not going to cry. I've been a VVC employee for 24 years. I've had 5 positions on this campus. I have given my heart and soul. It saddens me that I am one of the 15 people that are being affected by the Y rating. How can we be a caring campus when we are being pushed aside and overlooked? We would like to retire with a proper pay rate we deserve. Please reconsider and give us the grandfathers in, as we are a caring campus employee. Thank you.
Thank you. Josh Briggs.
Good evening, trustees and rabble-rousers, fellow rabble-rousers. My name is Josh Briggs. I've been here since 2009, teaching out of the Computer Information System Department. I'm here with my local American Federation of Teachers part-time faculty. I'm wearing my union blue, but it's skin tight, and I look like Fat Thor. I covered it up. I'm in support of the healthcare and the salary proposals. So we haven't had raises in 5 years. And as far as I'm concerned, affordable healthcare is an inalienable human right. We are your friends, neighbors, peers, and coworkers. We're the largest group on campus, and our families deserve security. Please accept the state funding and fully implement the part-time faculty healthcare program and consider the salary proposals.
Thank you. Caleb Castaneda. Is that right? All right.
Good evening, Dr. Walden, Board of Trustees. I'm Caleb Castaneda. I have been serving since 2016 in the philosophy department here at Victor Valley College. And I first want to thank all of you because you have provided me with my dream job. I don't know how many other people in the world get to say that they get up out of bed every morning and are thrilled to go to work. So, and I can say that. So in many ways, I'm blessed. And I'd like to thank you for that opportunity. But in some ways, although I have my dream job, I don't necessarily have my dream compensation. Many of us are in the same boat. We don't necessarily just teach at Victor Valley College. Some of us teach at many campuses. I also teach at Chaffey College. There are some people who teach at 3 campuses, 3 systems here. And so I know that the state of California sort of put you all in a bind because they gave you money, but how do you coordinate healthcare for people that work on multiple systems within the community college system? I don't envy you that task, but it is an urgent task. I'm going to show you something. These are IEHP cards. It ought to be embarrassing to us that we have people that work full-time within the community college system that are on public benefits for health care. That's an embarrassment. We can afford it. Now, logistically, I know that it's a challenge. Probably some of my fellow AFT members are probably going to give me dirty looks for this. I don't want to undermine their negotiating, but it seems to me that we could do this as an MOU. It's an urgent enough issue and the money's there. We could do this as an MOU and hash out the details of the rest of the contract in maybe more deliberative fashion. But I'd like to see an MOU, maybe for this year, just give it out as a healthcare stipend. I know that's taxable. Don't give me dagger looks. I know that that's taxable, but there's not a perfect solution that can be implemented rapidly, but it is an urgent issue. It needs to be handled rapidly. So I thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Paul Risman, or Reisman?
Good evening, trustees, and thank you for allowing me to address you tonight. My name is Paul Rittman. I've been teaching at Victor Valley College in the history department for 15 years now. I'm here with my union, AFT part-time, Faculty United 6286, to support our healthcare proposal. Healthcare is very important to me. I've paid $4,000 in the last 5 years for eye and dental care, and it has been all out of pocket because I don't have a good health insurance policy. The healthcare proposals from our union would allow the Board of Trustees to effectively grant us a nice raise without it having to come from Victor Valley CCD funds. It would come from the state. It would be, in that sense, paid for by the state of California, but it would be a great benefit for us. And it will allow us, faculty, part-time faculty, to put our attention on classrooms, the students, and teaching instead of stressing out about how to pay our medical bills on an adjunct teacher's salary. So please accept the state funding and fully implement the part-time faculty healthcare program here at Victor Valley CCD. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sue Ann Daughter. Daughton. I got it. Almost looks like an hour.
Dr. Walden, Board of Trustees. My name is Sue Ann Daughton. I work in the library, and I'm here to support CSEA. And I just want you to know that COVID has been really hard on all of us. I'm going to the gas station and filling my car with credit cards so I can come to work and pay my credit cards. And I understand that we're promised a COLA raise. The negotiations have gone on too long. And so in the words of James Baldwin, I want to tell you that it's hard to believe what you say when I see what you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Don Stockler.
No, you missed.
Valerie Morales. And then Don.
Good evening, trustees. Thank you for letting me speak today. My name is Valerie Morales, and I'm here with my union, part-time 6248, to support the health care and pay increase proposals. I've been at Victor Valley College since 1998 when I started as a student worker, temporary worker in admissions and records, to part-time counselor in the Veterans Office. Health care is very important to me because it's a human right. I currently take 3 medications for high blood pressure, and I see an eye specialist twice a year for a condition that I have. If I am not well enough to come to work, there will not be a counselor to see students, as there is only one veterans counselor in the Veterans Resource Center. And I will not be able to support myself or my family. The cost of living has skyrocketed, and part-timers have not received a raise since 2017. Please accept the staff funding and fully implement part-time faculty healthcare program and salary here at Victor Valley College. Thank you.
That concludes public comment. We got one more. Oh, Dawn, I'm sorry. Almost missed you, Dawn.
Good evening, Dr. Walden, Board of Trustees. I'm Dawn Stecker. I'm the labor rep from Chapter 584. Today, I'd like to bring to your guys' attention some issues that we're dealing with at the negotiations table and ask you to reevaluate the package proposal that you have authorized the district to propose to the classified staff. Currently, we've been in negotiations for almost 2 years with an expired contract with no salary increases since 2021. This is absolutely unacceptable. And now we're being asked to accept a package that provides some members with raises and some with no raises now and for years to come. How is this even an offer? Surrounding school districts have settled negotiations in the excess of 10%. But VVC offers Y rating. The CSEA bargaining team has worked hard in negotiations, only to be disrespected by the VPs that have forgotten to mute their microphones, exposed how they really feel about being in negotiations, stating things like, I'm just here listening to blah, blah, blah from CSEA. The team then informed the district that this type of behavior was not going to be tolerated. It was disrespectful by the district admin team. We've heard that because you don't see us here at these meetings, that everything must be okay. Well, tonight, I'm here to say everything is not okay. We've asked the district to meet in person, not via Zoom, so we can accomplish more, but we've been met with adversity. Why is this okay? Is it due to the attorney having to drive? Does the district get a savings because he doesn't have to drive here? There are 2 attorneys on retainer for VVC. It is okay for our members to come to work every day and attend meetings in person, but not negotiate in person or have the district's team meet in person. Currently, even today, we've heard about a VP stating in meetings that what was a good way to save money. How about we just continue to stall in negotiations? How is this a caring campus? And do you really think that these comments are going to get us an Aspen Award? Today, I'm asking you to give the district direction to return to the negotiations table and negotiate a fair contract and salary increases that do not harm our members. The members deserve a raise just as management has received with no Y rating. Thank you.
Okay, David Wilkerson.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Board of Trustees, thank you for this time. My name is David Wilkerson. I've been teaching here since 2014. I've also taught at other Southland community colleges and colleges. I am on the AFT 6286 board and also serve on the Academic Senate. I'm speaking predominantly on the accepting the health care as presented in our negotiations. Last semester, I had a bout with the flu. It was so severe that I actually ruptured the muscles here, and I had a hematoma that ran from my navel all the way to my spine. I'm still suffering from that and trying to get it to work out. The problem is several trips to the urgent care and a couple trips to the emergency room to make certain that I didn't have pancreatitis or an enlarged liver, but rather I just had ruptured the muscles, cost a pretty penny. And I'm working out payment schedules, but with the salary I'm making, it's very difficult. If I know that I have health care that covers me and covers my family and competently assists us, that makes me a better instructor. That means that I'm also healthier, and that means I'm serving my students. And if you ask us to care about our students because we're a caring campus, I ask you to care about us and support the health care proposal as our union worked out and other unions worked out with the state of California. Thank you.
Now, we'll go back to 3.6.
3.6.
It'll roll back up.
Okay, let me see here.
3.6. Go. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. 3.6.
Okay, we're gonna, right now, we're going to,
No,
what? 3.6.
you're gonna, that's a,
Tenured. Right here, 3.6 is what you said.
yes.
Okay. Academic tenured employees recommendation.
No, this is, yes, okay.
We're going to move that.
No, that goes there.
We're going to do it right now.
That's, that person.
Okay.
President Henderson, if I could make a suggestion. Item 12.1, there's a resolution for the foundation. If we could move that up to where their foundation report is tonight, the foundation board or board members wouldn't have to stay all the way to 12.1. Can I make that motion? What's that? Yeah, move it from.
Yeah.
Are they here?
Well, that's 7.5 anyway, we're still not there. So it's still.
So just to wait to there, okay.
3.6.
Okay, 3.6, academic tenured employees recommendation. Victor Valley Community College District, regular meeting, board reconvene, okay. Academic tenured employees recommendation.
Motion.
Second.
So this is to grant tenure looking for the name.
Evelyn Marquez.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them.
Evelyn Marquez.
Evelyn Marquez, who was accidentally left off the list last month. And so we want to move to grant her tenure tonight.
Just kidding, Evelyn. Sorry.
Stan.
Last month.
Okay. All in favor?
Motion.
Any discussion? Any more discussion?
You have a motion and a second?
We got a motion and a second.
Student advisory.
Student advisory?
Yay.
Passed.
Okay. 3.7, recognition and celebration of newly tenured faculty.
Okay, so I believe it was it 13 last month or 12? 11. Okay, so then tonight we added to that, so we have 12 new tenured faculty, and we're congratulating them. And so I'm going to ask our Vice President of Instruction to please stand at the front, and we want to ask these people to come. All of them couldn't be here tonight because some of them were teaching, and so we're going to present them with a plaque, congratulating them having gotten tenure, and then we're going to take a 10-minute break to share some cake, which is in the next room, and then the board will reconvene. So as I call your name, if you would come forward. Could you stand up, Dr. Scott? Regina Pierce Brown. Okay, so she sent a message. She said, from Regina Pierce Brown to Victor Valley College, I enjoy working with all of my colleagues. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity to teach our students and guide them successfully into new careers. Sorry I'm not able to attend as I'm teaching class at 6 p.m. So, all right, so we'll get that plaque to her at another time. Gustavo Locatero. Gustavo here? Not present, okay. He's our EOPS counselor, Next Up program. Brittany Morgan. Well, these teachers teach, right?
We better send them each an individual cake.
Magali Carrillo Gonzalez. Document this. Okay. Evelyn Marquez just now got tenure. Was she notified to be here? She couldn't make it, okay. Carmen Patfield. Okay. Pamela Larez. Not here? Okay. Archie Meyer. All right. Brian Quarles.
You did?
My one
Christian Ramsey. And Anna Marie Swigert. So we congratulate all these folks that have gotten tenured, and I think the pieces of cake are going to be really small, but we do want all of you to stick around if you would and enjoy some cake, and we'll reconvene in what, 10 minutes?
10, 15 minutes. That's good.
All right,
All right.
whatever he says. Thank you.
I think so.
Unfortunately, we have to get back to the meeting. Somebody out there laughs like that. Yes. I heard it, I looked up, like, I know she's not here.
Yeah, that's funny. Laugh again.
Okay. 5.1.
Hello. Hello.
Board of Trustees goals. Hello, everybody. We're back in session.
No, we're not.
I hope you enjoyed the cake. I know I did. Okay. 6.1. 5.1, I'm sorry. 5.1, Board of Trustees goals. Who's tonight? It's
Tarpley, Wood, and Pink, and you.
me. Ms. Tarpley, would you like to start?
Sure. Okay. My goal is goal 4, which is to monitor the fiscal health of the college with the goal of maintaining a minimum of 16.7 reserve. The board, we all continue to monitor the fiscal health of the college through our regular review of financial reports that we receive each month. This month, we reviewed the quarterly financial CCFS 311Q status report, which shows a projected ending general fund balance to December 31st, 2022 of $21,836,200. I don't even know if I'm saying these right. $95.
That's 2 billion.
2 billion.
21 million.
No, it's 2 billion.
It's spelled. Reviewing financial, stop reading over my shoulder. Reviewing financial reports is an essential part of our job as the college's governing board to ensure that the college's finances are being managed responsibly and ethically, and to provide transparency and insight into the financial health of the college to aid in planning and decision-making. Period. I'll stop.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Brandon?
All right, goal 3. Would you like to?
No,
So it's to demonstrate a commitment to support and improve student outcomes, including the increase in enrollment. I think it's on.
No, it's flashing. Bro, you're flashing.
Tim is flashing on or off? Off.
You're off.
Is it on? There we go.
You're on now.
All right. So last month, the board received an update regarding the college's emergency conditions recovery plan that outlined all the work, which was a lot of work and a lot of different ways to aggressive work to recapture and retain enrollment. So I think anybody who tuned into last month's meeting would have seen that. The board has supported efforts that include approving allocation of resources in support of better outreach, including marketing, radio advertising, promotion of the CTE programs. The calling campaigns are still ongoing, boosting financial aid outreach, working with high schools, adult education schools, justice-involved programs, and non-credit education programs. So there's quite a bit going on in those areas. They're all booming. The work has been beyond aggressive, and I think it shows in the numbers. So I think it's a combination of hard work from a lot of people doing a lot of things to really improve the enrollment, retain enrollment, and expand enrollment, which appears, if I'm not mistaken, to continue to trend upward.
What?
Is that right?
Sounds cool.
We're still,
It does that every now
we're
and
still improving enrollments, and I would guess we are probably the best in the state currently. So thank you to everybody involved. I know it takes a lot of work from a lot of people on a lot of different levels, and we appreciate that. Thank you.
So it is true, this year, we are the fastest growing community college in the state of California.
Okay, my goal is on goal 2. We were as of last month, we were told that we earned the John W. Rice Student Success Award based on our reduction of inequity gaps and increase in completion rates of English and math over the last 4 years. The board wants to express how proud we are that the college was recognized as one of the leaders of the advanced diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility for all our efforts. The supported by this board and directly tied to our board goal number 2 for this institution. This is a really big deal for us. It takes us one step closer to being recognized as an Aspen Award-winning college. Okay.
6.1.
Okay. 6.1.
5.1.
I just did 5.1. Board communication at this time. The Board of Trustees will report on matters directly related to their functions. I got that already. Thank you. I don't know where I am. 6.1. 7. Superintendent President's report.
We're doing our report out.
Yeah,
So you can choose
Yeah.
which one of us you want to report.
I did that.
No, we didn't. We did board
That
goals.
was the goals.
Goals, report. We're going to
I
do,
would
this is the
suggest so
report
we
out.
start
Right.
with trustee Tarpley.
Yeah, let's start with you.
You guys like to pick on me, and
Yeah.
you know
No,
what?
you
Bring
just-
it on.
Yeah.
I could take it.
Oh.
I could take it.
Well, we hope so.
All right. I would just like to say, because of time constraints, thank you for allowing me to serve on this board. That is all.
That's it.
I challenge you all to be shorter than me. Thank you.
I can certainly be more petty.
I don't think so. It's my job.
Okay.
Are you going in order?
Brandon?
All right.
Bring it on.
All right, now it's on. So everybody knows I'm always talking about my mock trial kids, my little champions, high school mock trialers. So this weekend, they will be competing at state finals.
Oh my gosh.
So take 1 second this weekend at any time, because they're going all day Friday, all day Saturday, and hopefully Sunday. That means they've advanced. Take 1 second and just think good thoughts about my kids.
Where
Thank
is
you.
it? Where is it?
Downtown LA.
Oh,
Ally. Wow.
Right. That's where I'll be all weekend. So
enjoy that.
in the courthouse, gross.
In the courthouse.
Right, in the LA courthouse.
Who's going next?
Shannon.
Oh, me? Okay. I just wanted to say something about the enrollment. I was really happy. I didn't say anything to Todd last month, but I was really happy to hear about the numbers. It makes me feel really happy. And as we know, if we don't have enrollment, we don't have to worry about a budget because we won't have one. So we're on the right path because we have a pretty good budget. The other thing, I wanted to thank Michael Edwards for Black History Month. John and I went to that, really enjoyed it. He really put on a really good program. And then today, we went to pie celebration.
Woo! Fighting!
That was fantastic.
And you didn't bring us any pie?
There were over, if I'm
I
right.
was actually here with food, but you know,
So
Are we trying to
Robert
stay-
said there was 900 people that showed up for that. And the
Wow.
food was so good. Oh my gosh. I hope some of you got to go there. And the other thing I did was I went to the library today because they had some stuff on women's history. And I would say that we came a long ways as women, because I think I read this book, Women Don't Count. And one of the things they said in there was that this wife, she put in a patent for a machine that, processed Indian corn. And she turned it in and her husband got the patent. So we've come a long ways since then. So. And that is pretty much all I have to
Sharon,
say.
and on that note, I sent you a text about the event happening for Women's History Month on the 28th.
Oh, what was it? Go ahead.
The Women's History Month event that's happening on the 28th. I sent it to you.
Oh, you did? Oh. Let me see here.
Mr. President, I'm going to take a little bit, additional time, since trustee Tarpley was so nice to leave that for me. Part of my goal as a trustee, which I'll report on next month, but I'm kind of excited about this next month, is connecting the college with the business community. And in part of that, I think we're going to hopefully see a large amount of development occur up here in the next 25 years. And part of that development will be led by some of our country's largest unions. So in the very near future, Dr. Walden and I will be hosting lunch with two large union members and their group. Shortly after that, we will be hosting a lunch with hopefully all of the local city engineers and the local city planners, but more importantly, the local private engineers, civil engineers, and the private architects. What I have found, because I deal in that business, they, like everybody, are having a shortage of labor. They want to hire as many people possible as they can. So part of what these lunches are is a one-on-one. They're typically 2 hours. They are done with Tyler here, supplies the food. But it enables the industry to talk directly to Dr. Scott and Dr. McKenzie Tarango and our top deans and Dr. Walden to talk about what are we missing on up here. I mean, our job here is to educate people, but part of the concern I have as a trustee and as a private sector member is being sure the people we educate here stay here and they don't leave here, because when they do that, that's part of brain drain. So I'm Dr. Dan. I would suggest you. I'm working a little bit more on the treadmill in the morning because we've got three big meals coming up. I do want to make an announcement. I'm a pretty avid golfer, or I used to be an avid golfer. I'm proud to say I played 51 of the top 100 out of 38,000 golf courses in the world. But we have a faculty member and a dean whose youngest son, Andrew Carrera, had a hole-in-one yesterday at Bear Valley Country Club at Spring Valley Lake. So Andrew, and he's a part of our golf team. So congrats. I don't know, is any of the members of the foundation here? Oh, they're in the back. The other thing, and I'm lagging on this, for those of us that go to the CCCT conferences, we typically come back and report out, and I had reported out, but I wasn't able to talk about this one thing I wanted to share with the foundation. I think it's actually pretty interesting. There's 100 foundations serving 116 colleges in 73 districts. I know many of you work with the foundation we have here, a great foundation who steps up all the time. But let me share a couple stats, and this came from the gentleman that runs the one at Santa Barbara City College, and what was in there was how much our country gives a year. So every time somebody has they need money, our country in 2021, this is staggering, we gave as Americans $484.85 billion. That's a lot of money. 67% by individuals, 19% was by foundations, 9% was given by Bequest, and 4% was given by corporations. I think that's pretty cool. But when you take a look at where that money goes, and you look at our foundation here, and we're always looking for more, $70.79 billion goes to education. $65 billion to human services, $64 billion to foundations, $58 billion to public safety, $40 billion to healthcare, on and on and on. I'm proud that I'm an American. I'm proud that no matter what you give, if it's $1 here or $5 there, whatever you give, that our country gives the way that we do, and hopefully all those trickle on down and hopefully have a great benefit. I'm sorry I was not able to attend the great gala that the foundation had. We were somewhat trapped, like a lot of people, with the bad weather, and that is my report. And Trustee Tarpley, I appreciate you lending me your extra time.
It's my pleasure. I'm a giver.
I know you are.
You're a giver.
I know
Yeah.
I know you are.
Okay. I'd just like to say the same thing Ms. Tarpley did.
Oh,
Have a nice time. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to see everybody here. This is the first time we've had a full house, and I can't remember when. Usually there's a whole bunch, you hear crickets out there. So now, that's good. You're here. And we're happy to hear from you. So everybody take a deep breath and wait for Easter. It's coming. Okay? Have a nice one. Your turn? Did you want to say something?
Oh.
Okay.
enjoyed the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame was a beautiful event put on by the foundation. Also, happy St. Patrick's Day. I know that's coming up on Friday. Don't forget to wear your green. And that's all I have to report out on for right now.
Thank you.
Can I say the one?
Okay, now we're going to Superintendent President's Report.
All right.
7.1.
Yes.
Progress on VVC's comprehensive ACCJC report.
Okay, I can manage the report. Let's start with Todd. I think you have two things. Is that right?
Yes.
So let's get both of those. Yeah.
Completed.
Did he say completely? Or
Goodness,
completed?
he said going to help me out again. But one of the things I do want to say as that's coming up is, again, I know I mention it time after time, but this is not, it really takes a lot of people to be involved in this ACCJC report and our enrollment growth and managing the enrollment. And most of the people in this room have a large part of making that happen. So I'm here basically reporting on what they've done. And for accreditation, we have this institutional self-evaluation report, which I kind of mentioned, was it last month or the month before that? But a draft for the superintendent president to start reviewing is due March 30th. That's the date I had planned, and met with the writing teams earlier this week, and we're about 75% complete, and but we will have 100% complete by March 30th for sure. And ultimately, we have a few more months to refine, find some additional evidence, and complete the report with the goal to bring it to the Board of Trustees for approval at the July meeting. Tim? So that's the accreditation update. So one of the things that last month that I didn't have access to, but I now have access to, as many of you know, we are doing ads, the one you saw last month through Spectrum TV, and they were just on campus because I thought the video was a little not energetic enough. So they were out filming the last couple days on campus. So a new video will be coming out, 2 new ads will be coming out. But the one that's currently existing, since we started this program, it's had 161,585 impressions. Again, impressions mean that it's shown. And what the Spectrum people told us was that it's unheard of that 97.9% actually watch it all the way through without fast forwarding or changing channels or something like that. They said that's incredible. That's an incredible rate. That so our community is watching that ad. Tim? Just some stuff. I mean, these are extra bonus points from me to you. That just I thought was kind of interesting. These are the top networks that get the most impressions. Of course, the Spectrum News, Discovery. I don't need to run down the list, but you can see the number of impressions, and that the contribution just means the percentage of impressions that are doled out there. Next. This is another bonus. Roku, the streaming Roku device, was overwhelmingly the #1 used device for people to stream TV, which I thought was kind of interesting as well. Tim? So in enrollment management, so our outreach team, they've done 17 campus tours since our last meeting, and those ranged from 30 to 175 students per tour. 8 tabling events, meaning out at high schools or other areas. The new RAM centers, I mentioned Adelanto is coming on board in April 2023. And we're just notified that Serrano, by the end of this month, will have that RAM Center on their campus. With our part-time 67% counselors, staffing them, seeing students, and getting them through that the matriculation process. So Tim? So I wanted to touch on our engagement centers. So we just got some information on some that we had to have for our Guided Pathways Conference next week. And one of the things that the percentages shown in one of the data points they asked for was what percent of students, first-time students, enrolled in courses, enrolled in more than 6 units, but did not complete any units in fall of 2022. And the under 25 age group was the largest percentage. 10% of our students under 25 started with more than 6 units but did not complete any. So it was either they dropped out or stopped out or did something. So I think the whole purpose of this ATC mall redesign and the engagement centers is to connect with that population, with many populations, but especially that population that have just entered this pathway of community college and keeping them on that pathway. Getting early notice when students are not participating in class or might be lagging behind. They're going to be brought into these engagement centers and provided with resources, assistance, or any kind of help that they need to keep them going towards completing that their educational goal. So this is an overview of the ATC building. Totally redone, new carpeting, and all new spaces for tutoring and academic success to be right in the center. It's more modern. All the furniture was kind of aged and some of the computers were not working. And so we just want to re-energize that space. Tim? And this is kind of a different view of what that looks like. It's actually on the agenda tonight to approve the furniture purchase of this. So this is kind of a different view of what that ATC mall redesign is going to look like. Tim? And this is just another view of what that space is going to look like. So totally modern, an inviting space for students to come and study, get some academic help that they need, or just kind of hang out in this. I made it purposely on the ends there to have a couch and sitting space where they could just chill out if they're between classes or whatever. Tim? So these 4 engagement centers, they are connected to that mall. They're right next to the mall. There's going to be signage that if you are a student, for example, in the public safety and industrial technology pathway, this is the center you can go to. You'll be invited in there. You can make appointments to see the embedded counselor in there, any staff, or any kind of, this is where the students are gonna engage with the college for them to stay on that path. So this is kind of the furniture design of the Public Safety and Industrial Technology Engagement Center. Tim? The Business Law and Academic Resources Engagement Center. So these are going to be staffed by a manager, student workers, classified staff that will be in there to help our students be more successful. Tim? This is the Haas, Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences Engagement Center. You can see they're all different colors. Tim? And the STEM, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math Engagement Center. Tim? So continuing on.
Before you go, Dr. Scott.
Yep.
I just want to mention, FYI, all that purchase of all that equipment, the remodel, the general fund obviously can't afford that because the money's not there. So this is being covered out of categorical monies as allowed by the state of California. So just so you know where that money's coming from, and the board will be asked to vote on the first portion of this, which is furnishing later tonight. I'll point it out when we get there.
Yeah, so it's student equity and achievement funds, achievement, right? This is what this is all about. So just give you an update from last month, numbers to this month. So all of our high schools, we have Bridge and those 67% counselors, those on-site counselors helping students through that matriculation process. As you can see, the number of seniors has dropped a little bit from 6720 in February 2023 till today was 6601. However, the people out there are still doing great work and still helping students matriculate and come to Victor Valley College. So you can see the increases in the number of students that have applied here, that have completed their orientation, that have completed the Math and English Placement Survey, and their abbreviated ed plan. And our goal still remains at 2688 that will be registered for fall, but since fall registration hasn't opened yet, that is still blank. Tim? So where are we at today, spring 22 versus spring 23? Again, our head count has gone up from last year at this time by a couple thousand students, over 2,000 students. Our enrollments are increasing, the FTES is increasing, and the FTES change is, so we're continuing to grow. And we're at a 21.5% increase over last spring as of today. And you know, the deans are adding late start classes. The late start classes are starting to fill. So we're trying to have as much access as we can possibly give to students so they can enroll in classes and complete those classes and just move on to the next semester.
So Dr. Scott shared this with me today. One of the exciting things I like about this is the head count over last spring, which is we're talking about unduplicated head count. So the number of bodies is up by 3%? I can't see from that far. Mm-hmm. And then enrollment, which is duplicated because students enroll in more than one class, is up by 25%. And FTS, and this does not include any of our positive attendance and that kind of thing in this number, but it's up 21.5%. And I don't know if you shared this with them last month, but our winter ended up being 35% growth over last winter. So that's pretty awesome. I don't know anywhere doing that.
Jim? So where are we at for fall, winter, and spring in aggregated numbers? So the enrollment, our FTES, again, is up. I don't want to do the quick math, but 21.2% is our FTES change. So fall, winter, and spring, our FTES is 8198, does not include positive attendance, and does not include summer. So there's a very good chance we're going to get over that 10,000 FTES mark. Tim?
Did you hear that?
Hear that?
Did you hear that, Mr. Pinkerton?
We could hear that all night.
The reason there's such interest in this 10,000 number is because once you get to 10,000, the Chancellor's Office classifies you as a medium-sized college. Medium, okay?
Medium-sized.
And so they're a tough bunch up here. And that gives you an extra $2.4 million just in your base allocation. On the top of the fact that you get the money for the FTS, so going from a small college category, which is under 10,000, to between 10 and 20,000 is the middle sized college, and then the large size is over 20,000 or higher, and that's even a greater amount. But we would have to really grow to get there.
Yeah, so maybe next year at this time when we talk about it. One of the things I did want to mention, tomorrow morning, I've assembled a team for a strategic enrollment management project that we applied for. And again, the counselors and other people here have worked really hard on creating these program maps for students. So students know this is what you take semester 1 if you want this degree, semester 2, semester 3, and semester 4, with the idea that, if they continue that full load, in most cases, to get a degree in 2 years. And if they take winter and summer, it could be less than that. So the idea is to use those program maps and to create a year-long schedule and registration. So what this means is we, at one enrollment period, we open summer, because we'd have it all scheduled out based on those program maps, because we know what students are, the classes that are going to need. So we open summer, fall, winter, and spring at the same time. So the idea behind this is that students get a chance to see what courses they can enroll in or enroll in courses for an entire year instead of semester by semester. So that way they can schedule their schooling around their lives for the next year instead of when they're opening up semester by semester, they often have to try and move their lives around their school schedule, which we know is a difficult task. So.
Good call.
So we're going to begin that. We're going to begin this project in June, and we're going to have a year to work on it. Don't have a target date yet, but that is definitely one of my goals, is to get this year-long registration process in motion. Tim? So one more thing, we're going to do the postcard again. We did it last year. We found out it was very successful. So every address in our service area will be getting this postcard. It's almost done with the printer, but the idea is we want those postcards to hit the doorsteps or the mailboxes in early to mid-April, just in time for when we were going to open up registration for this summer and this fall. And if you see there, if the students enroll by June 17th, we are going to pay, using the HERF funds, going to pay for their tuition and most of their fees for both the summer and the fall. So that's a big one, and we're going to be promoting that as well. And Tim? And this is just the back side of the postcard, but you see we got the John Rice Award indication there, and just kind of a motivational statements. The QR codes are going to become very popular on campus once we get that mobile app going. But they can get to that mobile app and sends them right to the registration page. And of course, our Connect to Success Center, the one phone number, one email address that we can drive students to so they can get help immediately. And as you saw the Connect to Success numbers last month, the amount of people that call the college is just incredible. Hundreds every day. It's unbelievable. So that's my presentation. Comments, questions?
I just think a comment for those of you that probably don't realize why I singled out former trustee John Pinkerton. John was on our board when we had a real problem trying to increase our enrollment, and we were challenged in a multitude of different ways. And with John's perseverance, and then he sits here, he's never missed a board meeting since. Dr. Todd, you and Dr. Walden and all your staff, everybody on out here, this is a real collective effort. I mean, this is, I want to see us get the Aspen Award as a private sector, but also as a trustee. If we can win that, people want to come here. People want to get educated. Employers want to come here. And I think it just raises standard of living for all of us, not only in this room, but within this region. So, Dr. Scott, I take my hat off to you, and I know I'm joined by this board. It's great to have this great attitude that you guys have got.
So It is not me. It is all of you out there and those that aren't here tonight that made all this happen. I've said from the beginning, I say it almost weekly. I think it every day. I am not smart enough to run this college by myself. I need all of this college. I need the board. I need the faculty, the classified professionals, the administrators, all of us. It takes all of us. The brilliance is in the room. I just say that when we get that brilliance expressing itself, and then it just gives me something to champion. And the one sad thing about this 10,000 FTS is we had no idea we could pull this off this quick. And as a result, we signed a protection with the state, so we won't get that 2.5 million, 2.4 million until the soonest would be the 23, 20.
Yeah.
This is, what year is this?
24, 25.
Oh, the 24, 25 year would be the soonest we would get that, but
we were cautiously
we just didn't anticipate. We grew 5% last year. You know, we had lost 20%. We grew 5%, and the plan was to grow 8% and then 8%. But then we just had this boom of a year that's just got everybody awestruck, and people are asking me all over the state about it. I just came from the CEO symposium, and where all the presidents were, and it's a subject of discussion. A lot of the colleges are up, but I haven't heard of any is up as much as we are, and I just say that's the testimony to the great people that Victor Valley has working here.
Everybody give yourself an applause.
Thank you.
I have a quick question, I'm sorry. Does the enrollment number that you're showing on your very colorful presentation, does it include waitlisted students?
No, it does not.
No, so they're not enrolled and then waitlisted, they're waitlisted in order to be enrolled? Okay, I just wasn't sure of the order.
And just one final point, I'll say it again. This is just the start. We're not stopping. We're going to continue to grind. So just to make our students successful.
I do have one question before you go. Was the numbers included with census, like from the classes?
Yeah, so for most classes, so it was 28 days. So we're 28 days into the spring semester, and census is already passed.
Okay. So you included that
Yeah.
number? Okay.
Yeah, that's today's number. So.
I think the numbers are going up because we have people enrolling in late start classes, so. All right. Does ASP want to talk about its goals?
East. Oh, wait. Did we do 7.2?
Yeah, ISP.
Yeah, we did 7.1 and 2.
Oh, well then. Yes, sorry.
I'm still on the president's report. That's, my report starts at 7.1, goes down to 7.6.
Okay. For the ASB goals, I want to thank Trustee Pinkerton for showing up for the Pi Day. The Pi Day was a huge success with over 900 students showing up.
It's amazing.
And that's all I have for the goals.
Thank
Okay. Facilities, John?
Facilities,
So where's my pie?
that's John.
It's a hard one to follow, all the great news on enrollment, but the more they enroll, the more they need facilities. And we have a group here that likes to move around the campus also, so we stay busy in facilities. Tim, could you cue up the PowerPoint? Quick few shots of the stadium educational event center project. If you go driving down Fish Hatchery, you see that there's a big block building going up. So here's a shot today, the west elevation of the block going up. You can see all the rebar in there, and they get a number of lifts up, and then they got a pour grout in it. It's every 4 or 5 lifts. So next slide. That's the south elevation. That's the backside, basically on the tennis court, the old tennis court side. Now, that's going to be a lot of parking lot when the project's over. Next slide. So this is the kitchen area, grease interceptor, and it's on the west side. So it's on this side of the building, next to the kitchen area. Next slide. This is the northwest elevation. So this is where the concession stands. And then on the right, behind the pallets of block, is where the men's and women's restrooms are that are accessed from the stadium. These are the outdoor facilities that are located inside that event center. So these serve the stadium while there's events going on in the stadium, so they don't have to go into the building. There's bathrooms on the right, there's concession stands here, and there's an outdoor ticket booth on the front. So I think there's one more maybe. So this is the northeast corner, and this is basically shows the rear access to one of the large event rooms. Okay, let's cue up the football layout, stadium layout. I think it's a PDF. So anyway, to give you an idea of what the stadium's going to look like. So if you see the front of this page here, that new logo has just been developed through our marketing firm that was hired by Dr. Scott and his group to do marketing for us. So that's the new, almost official logo that it's been vetted through the students.
Almost official.
It will need to go through College Council. But
Yeah.
I wanted you to see this logo because when you look, I got a slide that shows the scoreboard. It will have this logo on it, not the older one. So scroll down one slide.
So in the board, let me talk about this almost official. When the board retained in its action Elder Tree, one of the parts of their contract was to develop a style guide for the college. So, and so they came, they were here at our College and Service Days. Some of you out there probably sat in some of their sessions. So they got feedback, they've done surveys on campus. And so they're working on this style guide. The logo is part of the style guide. So what we found is there was 5 different representations of the Ram. Some side view, some this, some that, and the Ram just so when you're branding, you want one brand. So we did take this to the students and ASB because the construction phase would be held up if we didn't. They have to do this Ram thing. I don't know all the fancy stuff, but it's going to be part of the field. And so we went ahead and went through that and just had to make a decision on the Ram itself. So this will be the new, anytime the college uses a logo, that would be the one you'd be seeing. And then the style guide has everything. It has all about when you do a postcard, when you have stationery, when you're advertising, all those things are in the style guide so that the college always communicates in the same message in a branding way. So most colleges have that. We kind of had everybody just doing their own thing here. So it doesn't matter whether it's athletics or whether it's something in A&R, everybody should follow the same thing. But the eventual group that will approve the whole style guide is the College Council, because they're our overarching participatory governance group.
Okay, Tim, could you scroll down a little bit and get a larger shot? But that's what the football field's going to look like when it's done. Go ahead and there's a larger picture of the new logo right there. That's in the center of the field. So what they do is they weave that into the field turf and then they have to sew it in. So we're behind the gun to keep the project on schedule.
So one of the problems
get the logo done.
Yeah, and one of the problems with the more popular RAM that we've been using is it was discovered we were using it illegitimately. That logo belongs to another entity that existed prior to Victor Valley College. So,
Scandalous.
I know, isn't that awful? So, we're going to stop our illegitimate activities.
You don't want to be talking about that on a camera, Dr. Dan.
Well, I didn't say who had the logo.
Let me
So
just.
Tim, could you cue up the scoreboard? So that's the wrong logo. But this is a presentation from Daktronics that we had a few weeks ago. When the project was under design, Dr. Walden, myself, and the team on the design team, we went to the University of Redlands to look at their scoreboard on their football field. And that's kind of what we spec'd in the project. So to assure us that we were going to get the latest and greatest scoreboard, we asked Daktronics to come in and give us the song and dance. And we met, Artie Allen was there, and Art Lopez, and some of the athletic folks to take a look at the scoreboard. So go to the next page here. This is pretty much what the scoreboard's going to look like with a new logo on top. But you can see on top, there's that area is available for advertising. So if we find the grandiose Joe Brady Stadium.
Joe Brady Stadium.
Joseph W.
Okay, yeah. For $1 million, you can get your name in there.
I think my wife would want hers.
But anyway, it allows us some ad space. The scoreboard is high definition, high resolution. Go to the next slide. So this is some of the equipment. It's pretty sophisticated equipment. It's going to require some training for our scoreboard staff to, it's a little bit more sophisticated than what we're used to. So the purchase agreement is on the consent agenda, or on the action agenda tonight. So this is going to be a very nice scoreboard. It will be capable of doing the e-gaming. So if you do we do any kind of outdoor e-gaming competitions, the computers can hook up to the control system. So it's pretty sophisticated, and we'll have a very good audio. And additionally, the team met, and Artie and Art and the team met with a firm that's going to supply a camera system that will basically be used for streaming the games and recording the games. There's a statewide system called Huddle that the state uses. And it's actually got artificial intelligence in the camera, so it follows the ball. It knows what sport you're playing. So it's pretty high-tech stuff coming to Victor Valley. Okay, that's it for tonight.
You know, I would hate to be the new football coach that's coming on in here knowing that he's going to have to be undefeated for at least, 4 or 5 seasons.
Exactly.
I'll tell you, that'd be a daunting task to walk on that. You'd never want to lose, would you?
No.
No, I surely wouldn't want to lose.
Great recruiting tool.
Yeah.
Bring them into business.
Yeah, I look forward to meeting him.
Thank you.
No pressure, Coach.
Sorry
Huh?
about that. Welcome, by the way.
Yeah.
Welcome. We are friendly.
And I know we're not going to pay you what Nick Saban gets, but
Well, we
you'll
might as
still
well do
enjoy
this right now. Go ahead, Artie.
Take away the thunder.
A little bit out of order here, but we can take care of it.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you guys for allowing me to speak here for a second. I'm extremely excited about that. I mean, just sitting there watching that and seeing what's going on, and it just gets me excited. Almost kind of a little bit emotional about it. Because it's a long time coming. For something like that. So I'm extremely excited, and I'm also extremely excited to introduce our new head football coach. Anyone that knows me knows that I absolutely love football. It's been my life for a lot of years. And so, you know, when we made the decision for me to focus on running the athletic program and stepping away from coaching football, it was extremely important for me to hire someone that I trusted and leave the program in the hands of someone that I know is going to do a good job. Because I personally worked with him. We've had a lot of success together. We won 21 games straight together when we were at Chaffey College, 2 conference championships together. We speak the same language in regards to our standards, what we expect. And so the man we decided to hire is a husband, he's a father, he's a man of integrity. And I worked with him for 4 years. And, you know, I want to welcome our new head football coach, which is David Slover.
No pressure. I'll keep it short, but it's really an honor and a really big moment for me professionally. This will be, again, my first head coaching opportunity, but I could promise the board and I could promise the campus community I'll do my best in regards to the standards and to reciprocate all the investment that's going into us and the program and the support. Likewise, will be of service to the campus community, and anything you need at any point or any time, please reach out. And I've made already some great connections and got to know some great people here, and I look forward to developing those connections and continuing to build my relationship with everyone here. So thank you.
And Coach, I just want to say that the competition for this position was stiff. And I mean, we're talking about national figures here that are well known. But we chose the best man for this job at Victor Valley. And that's why you were offered the position. And thank you for taking it.
That means a lot, Dr. Walden. Appreciate it.
Since we're doing introductions, let's go ahead and do the next one. Robert?
Good evening. I'd like to take a moment to introduce our new marketing media relations coordinator. So I'll keep it real short. He's a VVC alum, former member of the ASB Council, graduated from the Walter Cronkite School and Arizona State University, award-winning media professional, Sagittarian, wears size 11 and a half shoes. Andrew Caravella.
I thought you were joking when you said, like, what's your shoe size? I didn't think you were actually going to do that. So,
people want to know.
Yeah.
Never trust Robert.
You're the third person to tell me that today, actually.
No, by the time you leave here, there'll be about 10 others.
Yeah. So I just want to say I'm really excited about being at VVC, and I'm really looking forward to helping elevate the brand that is Victor Valley College throughout the entire high desert and abroad. So happy to be here.
Thank you, Andrew.
If I could say this.
Here we go.
Yep.
Yes, Joe.
I'm actually going to be nice to you because there's a lot of people out there that probably don't feel the same. But
is that like Joseph W. Brady nice or regular nice?
That's just a regular.
Okay.
So when Dr. Walden actually called me to tell me that you became employed here, and I said, "You're an alumni. You bring a lot of attention. You're really smart, and I think you're great." Surprisingly,
nice.
I said that.
Wow.
So.
I'm guessing there's history. You two know each other or something.
Just ask around.
All right, I'm gonna ask around.
No, you know what? He's. I think Andrew will think. Andrew challenges what is. He's going to think out of the box, and because I know how great he is, he's going to have really high expectations with me as a board member.
I'm a disruptor.
So I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'll just say, Andrew, you were also picked because you were the best choice. And thank you
You're
for taking
welcome.
the job.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we are to the foundation part now.
If I'd like to, I'd like to ask the board if we could, I'd like to make a motion to move 12.1 to the end of the foundation comments and that of Kirsten or Fred, so that the board that's here doesn't have to stay around for those. So I need a second.
12.1.
Yeah. Just to move it on up to where they are so they can all leave at the same time.
I
already did.
already seconded it?
You got it.
All right. I didn't hear you. You're so quiet.
Do we have
Very
does
quiet.
everybody agree? Student trustee?
Yay.
Bren? Everybody?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's move it. Go ahead.
We want to get Fred home before it's too late.
I will. Oh, we're over there. Good evening, and Joe, thank you. We were sitting in there and heard when you were reporting out and on the foundation giving, and appreciate your attention to detail and reporting out on that very much. So thank you.
Sitting in there's a lonely place.
And then I hear you want the naming rights for the billboard, so
I have
let's
to
make
negotiate.
a deal.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Okay. So I'm really pleased to report out on our foundation report, our snow gala, as you referred to it, Jennifer. So our Hall of Fame. If we could roll the next slide, please, Tim. Okay. So I am so happy to announce that we raised over $91,000 for our event. And it was really fun. It was challenging getting there, but it was beautiful, like beautiful enchanted gardens, snow outside. It was great. And then if you could just go to the next slide, please. We had a lot of support from VVC, from the students, from faculty, from staff, trustees. So just a lot of support. And we really appreciate that. We love when VVC and the foundation work in tandem and send a really strong message to our community. So thank you for your support. And then I have a quick reminder on the next slide. Scholarship Drive closes March 31st. So if you're talking with any students, March 31st is the deadline. If they're having difficulties, send them our way to our office. We're happy to help. That's what we're here for. So that's it from my report.
One question.
Of course.
How many letter of recommendations? How many of those do we need? Do we need 2 or 3?
2.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't let that hold you up from submitting your application.
Okay.
Okay, if they don't come in with, that's a discussion point, but it requires 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You guys are amazing.
Thank you. Okay.
Fred, you're too quiet.
I'm just watching. What I get, a little bit that I get.
Yeah. And
I was just thinking about Jennifer's conga line that kind of got started, but
Kind
Oh,
I
of,
don't know.
fizzled a little. But I got the dance floor rolling, so you're
You
welcome.
did, you did.
Yeah. And Fred is here, of course, in support of the resolution. Thank you for moving that up so he can be home. So.
A resolution, yeah.
So we want to do that next.
Yeah.
Do you need time,
Move that
Michelle?
up.
12.1.
12.1.
We're all going to say it at once.
Everybody at once.
12.1.
We're there. Good girl.
So motion?
Yeah, we did that.
We already
No,
did that.
We did a motion to move it. Now
Oh,
we need a
sorry.
motion for the item.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Oh, Pinkerton got it.
I think the motion was Wood and the second was Pinkerton.
Yeah, sure.
And then, Fred, you were saying in the other room, vote no, right? That's what you
Absolutely
you were
not.
whispering to all of us.
He said absolutely not.
He didn't whisper to me.
No, we're moving that along.
Are we doing?
We're waiting for the little button to fly around the world.
Student advisory.
Might have got shot down with that drone today.
Yay.
It's still
It
not
sure
appeared.
is.
Oh.
I am sorry. That was me.
Oh, okay. Bingo.
Five no's per Fred's instruction.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good
Yeah.
night. Have a great night.
And that concludes the president's report. President Henderson,
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, you're done. You're all finished, huh?
All finished.
Okay, now we need, let's see, where were we?
I know.
Academic Senate.
Academic Senate.
Not here.
AFT part-time.
They're here.
They're here.
Good evening, Dr. Walden and trustees. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is April Allen, and I'm the president of AFT 6286. I've been working here at Victor Valley College for 37 years and teaching for the past 19 years. This has been my only job in my whole entire life, Victor Valley College. We had a good meeting with your team today, and I hope that we can continue moving forward to better the lives of our part-time faculty. Since retiring from 29 years as a classified employee in 2015, I have been blessed to have my health care paid for by the district, but that is not the case for most of the part-time faculty. There is funding available from the state, and it won't cost the district a dime. I encourage you to make use of the new money to improve health care for part-time faculty. Also, the last time part-time faculty received an increase was 5 years ago. The cost of living is much higher now, and a fair raise would mean so much to part-time faculty who are barely making ends meet. Please accept the state funding and fully implement the part-time faculty health care program and salary at Victor Valley College. Thank you for your time and consideration on these important items.
ASB.
We are getting ready to leave for DC, and I want to thank the board for approving this trip. That's it.
That's it? CSCA.
That's a good fan base.
It is. I appreciate them
I hope
very
our
much for being
football
here
coach
tonight.
would hear something like that, you know?
So good evening, Dr. Walden and Board of Trustees. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Audrey Vaughn. I have worked at Victor Valley College for almost 17 years in the Institutional Research Department. I am the Vice President for Chapter 584 CSEA. I am also an appointed job steward and recently appointed to the negotiations team. In all my time at VVC, I've never spoken at a board meeting. Public speaking is not something I'm comfortable doing. So me standing here tonight should be an indication that things are not going well. Our current contract expired on June 30th, 2021. Negotiations for our new contract began on June 29th, the day before it expired. This is not acceptable. The last time classified staff received a raise was over 2 years ago. This too is not acceptable. To say that the morale of the classified staff is low would be an understatement. Our negotiations team struggles to get dates from the district. From June 2021 to October of 22, we met with the district a total of 9 times. Typically 3 hours is allotted, and most often the district caucuses for approximately 2.5 of the 3 hours, so very little is accomplished in the last 10 minutes when they return. It is now 2023. We have met 3 times. By the time we finalize our 3-year contract, it will soon expire again. We have requested to negotiate in person because we feel the Zoom meetings are not effective and have been denied. We have offered multiple dates and times of availability only to get maybe 1 out of 6 scheduled. We have requested longer negotiation sessions. Those never happen. We need to get this contract finished and our staff the COLA that they deserve and have not received for 2 years. Our staff are struggling, prices are going up, and salaries are staying the same. Staff constantly tell us that they have heard from management that CSEA is holding up their COLA. Well, if not agreeing to things like combining the COLA with the classification study, giving up contract items that absolutely will harm our members, or not agreeing to Y rating people is holding things up, I guess in a sense we are. There has been progress made on the contract recently, and we are nearing the end of the salary article is still a struggle, and we cannot agree to things that are not in the best interest of our classified staff. Y rating will harm our members, which is why we cannot agree to it. The contract and the classification study are 2 separate items. Management was able to do their classification study and receive raises, and will also receive COLA when the rest of us do. Why can't classified do the same thing? Did any management get Y rated? Or is it just the classified we don't want to compensate fairly? Management salaries far exceed those of classified staff, yet we keep hiring management positions while wanting to Y rate classified. In 2006, a class and comp study was done that put our positions at these salaries. Hard to believe in 16 years our position value decreased while the cost of living has skyrocketed.
We like to say we're a caring campus, but sadly what I hear so often in my position is from our members is it's a caring campus as long as you're not a classified employee. Even though many feel this way, they still show up, work hard on the front lines, and do their best to give the students that 5-year experience, 5-star experience every day. Classified staff are the backbone of this college. I'm sorry, but this bothers me. We are essential in keeping the daily operations going, and we should all be valued and compensated for that work that we do. Thank you.
CTA?
They're not here.
Nobody here from CTA?
Management.
All right, let's move on. Management. There's always somebody here from management, isn't there?
I don't think,
No?
3, 2, 1, time's up.
no.
Nobody here from management? Okay. There she is.
Somebody's here.
Somebody's here.
Nope, here comes trouble.
Looking for trouble? No, I'm kidding.
Come to the right place.
That's good.
Actually, I wasn't supposed to say anything for management today, but I'm excited about something that we're collaborating on. I know I had sent that over to Sharon, but we are celebrating Women's History Month. Women, are you in the house? I hope you are. Woo! So in collaboration with DEI, our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, along with ASB, we are actually having a conversation with women in the IE, March 28th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Student Activity Center. So we are going to have a reception, appetizers, presentations, networking, music, and swag. And we are actually collaborating with La Dulce Vida, which is our Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, with Iris, and we have women business leaders in the community, coming over, including entrepreneurs and higher ed faculty from VVC. So come by, get empowered. It's Women's History Month, and I'm just glad that we were able to actually collaborate and have this event on campus. Thank you.
Okay, move on to number 9. Consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered by the Board of Trustees to be routine and have been approved by the Superintendent President. Board Policy 2430. There will be no separate discussion on these items prior to the time the board votes on them unless board members request a specific item be removed from the consent agenda for discussion and separate vote.
Motion.
Second.
Wait.
Hold on.
You guys are fast. I would like to make a motion to pull for discussion 9.44.
You don't need a motion, you just.
I just pull it. Oh, I pull.
Just
I
pull it,
want
yeah.
to pull it.
9.44.
We agree.
I thought I had to have a motion. Sorry, my
You
bad.
don't, you don't need a motion.
Cool.
You
Yeah,
have
I want to
power.
pull 9.44 for discussion.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So approval of the consent agenda minus 9.44. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second. Ooh, they tied.
Do we,
Any further discussion on anything? Okay.
Comment, I know.
Comment?
Other public comments on this?
Public comment?
There are no public.
Okay.
Student advisory.
yay?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
So you'll need to read the changes.
Do you have them?
Sorry, we got it? Oh, okay.
I'm waiting to get the, he just got his.
Yeah.
How come Dennis got his first?
Because I'm the president.
There it is.
That was a good answer there. That was good. That was like, boom. Talk about on his game, man.
Drop it.
Wow. Woo.
I've
Yeah.
been waiting to say that for like 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what? He's been waiting to tell me.
Yeah.
You got that right, Bob.
That was good. That was good. Oh, God.
Okay.
We could have made a commercial of that.
Yes, we could have. Okay, let's go,
So good.
action agenda.
No, we
No, can we
go
discuss
back to
9.44?
9.44.
Oh, no, we gotta do 9.44,
That would
that's
be
right.
11.1.
Yeah.
So 10, you're right. Number 10, action agenda.
Oh, we're gonna do 9.4.
You don't do that until 11.1.
Oh,
Right.
oh, right.
944 becomes 11.1.
Oh, I see, okay.
On 11.1.
Kind of.
Public comments related to action agenda, nothing. Board of Trustees action agenda, 9.44.
Mm-hmm.
What? There's no public comments, okay. So,
9.44.
thank you, trustee Tarpley, for pulling this item. Are we on this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
We are.
9.44.
11.
So there's just a mistake on 9.44. And that is the district would like to pay Ralph Hernandez, former maintenance and operations supervisor, additional 28.21. It says days, and that should be hours.
Hours.
Ralph would
Okay.
prefer days.
No doubt. That would be more than even your board policy allows. Okay, so then, reading on down, management, let me finish this. Unused vacation remaining on his last day of employment with the district. Management group employees are limited to 44 days of accrued vacation as of June 30th each year. Classified management employees have vested right to their accrued vacation. So we are striking the last line that says Ralph Hernandez had 72.21 days remaining as of his last day of employment. So that would be struck, and then the days changed to hours.
Okay.
Hours instead of days.
So then you
And it's
motion a
action item.
second to make that happen.
So, motion, I second. Motion by Wood, second by Brady. I'm Tarpley, not Brady.
You do good work down there.
Sorry,
Huh?
she can hear me.
Oh,
It's just our own combo. No, I'm just
okay.
kidding.
I carry on a lot of
talking.
conversations with myself, and I win every one.
I bet you
Yeah, I
do.
bet you do. So,
Never lost one yet.
okay, we have motion and a second.
Are we-
Any further discussion?
Student advisory,
Yay.
I could do that,
love it.
Smarty. Okay.
Oh, and then I forget to vote. I need to calm down.
Okay, we got 11.2, Board Resolution 2307, Women's History Month.
Motion.
Second?
Oh, yes, the men are supporting the women.
Motion by Wood,
So
second by
one of the
Brady.
women want to read this?
Yes.
Did you,
We're
Sharon?
actually pretty
Sharon-
smart.
Sharon,
Yeah,
did
you know.
Sharon, did you want to read it?
I'm sure I can read it.
Do you have a copy of it?
Yeah, I have one right here.
Motion by Wood, second by Brady.
Motion, what?
Motion by Wood, seconded by Brady.
Motion by Brady?
So I'm gonna try.
On the
Wood,
motion,
second
second
by
by Brady. Okay. Whereas American women of every race, class, and ethnic background have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of our nation in countless record and unrecord ways, and whereas American women have played and continue to play critical economic, cultural, and social roles in every sphere of life, of the life of our nation by constituting a significant portion of the labor force working inside and outside of the home, and whereas American women have played a unique role throughout the history of a nation by providing the majority of volunteer labor force of the nation, and whereas American women were particularly important in the establishment of early charitable, philanthropic, and cultural institutions in our nation, And whereas American women of every race, class, and ethnic background served as early leaders in the forefront of every major progressive social change movement, and whereas American women have served our country courageously in the military, and whereas American women have been leaders not only in securing their own rights of suffrage and equal opportunity, but also in the abolitionist movement, the emancipation movement, and the industrial labor movement, and civil rights movement, and the other movements, especially, sorry, my voice, especially the peace movement, which create a more fair and just society for all. And whereas, despite these contributions, the role of American women in history has been consistently overlooked and undervalued in the literature, teaching, and study of American history. And whereas Victor Valley Community College District, as a public institution of higher learning, is dedicated to providing opportunities for all people so that they can reach their highest potential. And whereas the passage of Public Law 109 officially established March as National Women's History Month, and whereas Women's History Month is an opportunity for all Americans to commemorate the struggles and victories of American women in our history and their invaluable contributions to society. Now, therefore, it is resolved that the Victor Valley Community College District proclaims March 2023 as the National Women's History Month.
Yay.
Okay, we're going to do the second read now for approval.
Okay,
Did you
so.
get the vote? Okay.
So these are from 11.2 to 11.2, no, from 11.3 to 11.20. These are, I believe, 18.
18 of them.
18 second read. So the board's already done a first read. There was no discussion of the first read. I don't know if you'll have discussion tonight, but the way you've been doing this is do a first and a second, then ask for discussion. If there's no discussion, then you take a vote that applies to all of them, unless somebody wants to pull one out.
And I would make a motion that we approve
11.3
all
to 11.20.
11.3 to 11.20
Second?
as one package.
And take a break to do
Any
that.
discussion?
Yay.
And then are we taking a break to let Michelle catch up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
But if,
You have to say yes.
Trustee Tarpley, just to, if we're going to take a break, can we just agree it's like 5 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
How long is
We
the
need,
about
we
4 and
need
a half?
how long
Oh, okay.
it takes for her to do
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's not for us, it's for
No,
her.
no. Huh?
I could be quick, it's about.
Then
doing
let's make it 10 minutes.
Okay.
Some of us get up early.
Really-
Dude, the
Really?
Selfridge thing reminds me of the funniest like skit I saw.
She's a sub-campus safety monitor.
Trustee
Yeah, I
Pinkerton,
haven't met her. Pinkerton's right next to you.
I mean, former trustee Pinkerton.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I will
Meeting
always.
called to order. Come
Always.
on.
I'm so glad you told me.
I got everybody up here. Let's move on to, let's see, what is it?
12.1.
12.1. You moved it.
Already did it.
Yeah, already did it.
Yeah, we moved that up.
Bum, 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 bum.
13.1.
13.1, I'll make a motion.
Second,
Okay. Any discussion?
this is an easy deal.
Yeah, that's the Jumbotron.
Yep.
Okay.
Yay.
I don't know about that. I am.
Right. Yeah. Can we just make sure we get it without a stolen RAM?
You know, this one is original.
Oh, I fogged up my glasses with my coffee.
I think most of the next
Could
one.
put Joe W. Brady's face on there. I mean, he's that man.
John, hush now.
Hush, yeah, be quiet.
I buy lotto tickets every week, let me tell you.
He spent his whole life waiting to get
I want to get an
that
airplane
moment.
like Brandon.
Okay, 13.2, purchase and service
Second.
agreement,
Second.
Alpine Group.
Yay.
We have two of those, 13.2 and 13.3. Let's do 13.2.
Well, you're going too fast.
There's two of them because it's broken up into two pieces, so we need you to approve both of them.
Oh, that's
Student
hot.
trustee.
Yay.
Okay, 13.3, purchase and service agreement,
Motion.
Second.
Oh,
discussion.
It was totally me.
it was her.
It's totally me.
I don't know how that
Wow.
highlighted.
Okay, I'll stop.
Okay.
Yay.
Yay.
What did I do? How can I unhighlight that? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I think your wheels,
What?
You clicked on something?
your wheels popped.
No, it's okay.
Okay, 14.1.
Oh, whoopsies. We were distracted.
What were you guys doing over there?
We're busy.
They were trying to help me with my technical difficulties.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that credit
Rather
and run with
probably technical
it. User error.
inadequacy.
User error.
Non-classified short-term employees, 14.1.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion. Student advisory.
Yay.
Aw.
Don't heckle the student trustee.
Hmm?
She's heckling you.
No, I'm not. She knows. She knows.
Appointment of academic administrator, director, instruction, tutoring, and academic support.
Second.
Ooh, yes.
This is to.
That's a mouthful.
This is Liz
get it?
Duarte's appointment.
Woo!
Yay.
Good call.
We have a motion, we had a motion and everything?
Yeah, motion by Wood, second by Pinkerton.
Okay.
I wrote it down. I do, every meeting. I'm a nerd.
You know,
I'm a
I just
nerd.
to say this, one of the things I love about Liz is she puts up and she delivers. So she doesn't have to shut up.
That's right.
And she
I-
brings
Jenny, I knew
great
you would like
energy.
that.
She's a
and you're
queen.
No, she brings great energy and she's a great ambassador. For
That was
Victor
special for
She
Jenny.
definitely is.
Valley. Great spokesman.
Academic equivalency, Shanice Clark, 14.3.
Second.
Oh, go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
that was quick.
Yay.
Did you get it?
All right.
You're so good. Yeah. That one was slow for me. It's a neater.
14.4, academic equivalency, Donald Peralata.
Second. Brady.
Yay.
I think
No
most
discussion.
of these are like for the cosmetology stuff.
Cosmetology?
Is that right?
Donald's for.
Well, all these, we've got all these equivalencies this month. Aren't they mostly non-credit things?
Yes. Commercial driver's license.
Yeah.
Academic
CDL.
equivalency,
Yeah, Donald's.
Dan
CDL.
Sorecho. Sorecho? Is that how you say it?
I thought I did that already.
Dan is CDL.
I feel like I'm on ground.
You know these people?
I read the agenda.
He memorizes it.
I memorize it.
He's like Rain Man.
You want me to do it with my eyes closed?
No, I'm good.
Judge Wapner at 4. Definitely Judge Wapner.
Fall asleep up here.
Okay.
I didn't try to read it. Monday morning.
Which one is next?
Do we have any discussion? No?
No.
I'm hearing all kinds of discussion, but not about this. Student trustee,
I don't think we got a motion.
Which one? Which one are we on?
We're on 14.5.
14.5.
Motion.
Second.
That's what I was waiting for. That's what I thought. No, I didn't hear it.
You got
Yay.
us.
I was just moving along, singing a song.
Student advisory.
Student advisory.
Next line, line by line, time by time.
Something like that.
Moving along, singing a song.
14.6 academic equivalency for Roy Quintana.
Motion?
Second.
Good
There you
job,
go.
guys.
Finally.
Yay.
You ready to vote? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going so fast.
Would you rather him go slow?
You gotta go do homework, that's what she's budgeted.
You got that right.
I got work to do.
Okay, 14.5
Motion.
academic.
No, we did that.
Already did 4 and 5? Yeah, okay.
Seven, right?
How about
Yeah.
Lawrence
Oh, my Lord.
Phillips,
Seven.
14.7?
Motion?
Second.
Yay.
Sorry.
14.8,
Motion.
agreement with Firelli.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yay.
Yeah. (15.1) curriculum changes. Did you vote?
Thought I clicked it.
You didn't click it.
Thank you,
Okay,
trustee.
curriculum changes. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Who, who
Tarpley Brady.
Second.
to Brady?
Tarpley Brady.
Yay.
Okay. (16.1) Live Nation Worldwide Inc.
Had you waited
license
so
agreement.
long? Motion.
Second.
This is the contract with Lab Nation for the graduation facilities.
Oh, yeah.
Soon we won't need this.
What do you mean?
Yes, we will.
Won't we be having it at the Educational Event Center?
We will not.
Never ever? Never
That
will we
won't
ever?
hold us.
No
We
room.
have 7,000 to 8,000 people at that event.
Yay.
It is very
You
intimidating.
you said yeah.
Well, we could talk about maybe enlarging it. Huh? Just add, make it like one of those high schools in Texas where they hold,
What is
30,000 for a football game. Right, John?
Joe wants to build SoFi 2.
Did we get a second on that?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
I'm not sure who did it.
I don't know who did it. I was the motion.
I got her all frustrated.
You got me
You seconded it?
Flustered.
Do we have a
Sorry.
vote from the trustee?
I don't know who the second was.
I was.
Student body?
Pinkerton.
This is for Live Nation.
Yes.
Mhm.
We're never going to be able to have graduation here. Did you just burst my bubble?
Why would we not do it on the football?
There's a reason why we don't rent these fields from these hospitals. They have them already. is because that's a miserable place to have one. But we can talk about that another time. That's
We'll talk about it
Yeah,
another
next
time.
meeting.
one-on-one.
Yes, you can do whatever you
Yeah,
want.
did
with
you
it.
say yeah?
Yeah, she
Yes.
said yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
I totally.
So did I.
Okay. Look at his face.
Robert will go out there and set up all the chairs.
Stop.
He ain't even paying attention.
Destroy our field, $1 million field is what you do. I've already been at a college that tried that.
Mine hasn't showed up.
Are we gonna,
No, we did a
Keep her
verbal.
rolling, Dennis.
we did a verbal?
We said you
Oh,
said yes.
Okay, yes, yeah, hello.
Yay. You
Yeah.
said yay.
Okay, now we got the CCF S311Q,
That's just information discussion.
information discussion.
No vote.
Okay, how about this next one?
Did everybody
18.
read it in its entirety?
Yes. No.
Motion.
18,
Second.
Did you read it?
Me.
motion second,
Motion failed.
it failed. We're gonna stay here until midnight.
Ouch.
You're gonna have a filibuster.
Pinkerton.
You're the motion.
I'm just kidding.
Is there a problem with the
I'll
motion?
move it.
It's okay.
I'll motion.
Sorry.
It's okay. I know. It's understandable.
But it is on the record. We get what you're saying, sister.
Let's go.
Yes.
I think I've
hyphenate
lost
my
it
name.
here.
I think we adjourned.
We did.